Welcome to our journey into mastering the basics of budgeting in just 7 minutes. We all know that personal finance can feel like a maze, but having a budget is like having a map. A well-structured budget not only guides us to financial stability, but also helps us achieve our financial goals. Whether it's buying a house, going on a dream vacation, or securing a comfortable retirement, a solid budget is the first step towards making it happen. So buckle up as we dive into the fundamentals of budgeting. The first step in budgeting is understanding your income and expenses. Let's start with income. This could be the salary from your 9-to-5 job, or maybe you have a side hustle that brings in some extra cash. Don't forget about passive income too, such as dividends from stocks or rental income from property investments. Every penny counts, so be sure to track all sources of income. Now let's move on to expenses. Some are fixed, like rent or mortgage payments, while others are variable, like groceries or entertainment. Fixed expenses are those that stay the same each month. These are the ones you can't dodge, like that gym membership you signed up for at the start of the year. Variable expenses, on the other hand, fluctuate from month to month. These could include your grocery bills, weekend outings, or even that impulsive online shopping spree. The key is to keep track of every expense, no matter how small it may seem. Why? Because it's often the little things that add up and sneakily drain your wallet. Keep a record, be it in a notebook, a spreadsheet, or an app, and review it regularly. This will help you see where your money is going and identify any spending habits you might need to change. A clear understanding of income and expenses sets the foundation for effective budgeting. Next, it's essential to distinguish between needs and wants. Now, you might be thinking, what's the difference? Well, needs are those expenses that are essential for your survival. We're talking about things like food, shelter, clothing, healthcare, the basics. Without these, you'd be in a pretty tough spot. On the other hand, wants are those expenses that enhance your life but aren't strictly necessary for your survival. Think of them as the icing on the cake. These include things like dining out, vacations, the latest tech gadgets, or designer clothing. Yes, they bring you joy and comfort, but you could technically live without them. Now, here's the tricky part. Separating needs from wants isn't always a clear-cut process. For example, you need a phone, but do you really need the latest model that just hit the market? Understanding this difference can be a game changer in how you manage your money. When it comes to budgeting, it's crucial to prioritize your needs over your wants. This doesn't mean you should never spend on your wants. Instead, it's about ensuring that your essential expenses are covered first. And then, if there's room in your budget, you can allocate funds towards your wants. This approach helps you ensure that you're living within your means and not spending more than you earn. Remember, needs come first, and wants can wait. A key aspect of budgeting is planning for the unexpected. Life is full of surprises, and while some are delightful, others can be financially draining. This is where an emergency fund and savings come into play. Think of your emergency fund as your financial safety net, prepared and ready to catch you when you fall. It's a dedicated amount of money set aside to cover unforeseen expenses such as car repairs, medical bills, or even job loss. Now, you might be wondering, how much should you save? Well, a good rule of thumb is to aim for 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Yes, it may seem like a daunting task, especially if you're just starting out, but remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Start small and gradually increase your contributions as your financial situation improves. Savings, on the other hand, are funds you put aside for specific goals like buying a home, going on vacation, or even furthering your education. Having a savings goal can serve as a motivation to stick to your budget and resist the temptation of unnecessary spending. Both these financial cushions, the emergency fund and savings, play a crucial role in your overall financial well-being. They give you peace of mind knowing that you're prepared for the unexpected and are steadily progressing towards your financial goals. So, allocate a portion of your income towards these funds. It doesn't have to be a large percentage. Even a small, consistent amount can accumulate over time and provide you with substantial financial security. An emergency fund is not an option, it's a necessity in any budget. Now, let's move to the exciting part, setting financial goals. Goals are the driving force behind why we budget in the first place. They keep us motivated, focused, and accountable. But how do we set these goals? Well, it starts with defining what you want to achieve financially. These could be short-term goals like saving for a holiday, getting out of debt, or buying a new gadget. They could also be long-term goals like buying a house, saving for your children's education, or planning for retirement. Once you've defined your goals, the next step is to align your budget with these goals. This means your budget should reflect your commitment to achieving these goals. If you're saving for a holiday, for instance, you need to allocate a portion of your income towards your holiday fund. If you're planning to buy a house, you need to start saving for a down payment. Remember, your budget is not just about controlling your spending. It's about enabling you to use your money in a way that brings you closer to your financial dreams. It's about making your money work for you, not the other way around. So don't just create a budget that supports your financial goals. Setting financial goals gives your budget a purpose. It changes your perspective from seeing budgeting as a restriction to seeing it as a tool that empowers you to take control of your financial future. So go ahead to set your financial goals and let your budget be the roadmap that guides you to achieving them. With the groundwork done, it's time to create your budget plan. Start by jotting down your total monthly income. This should include everything from your salary to passive income like rental income or dividends. Then deduct your fixed expenses. These are costs that don't change from month to month, like rent, mortgage payments, or insurance premiums. Next, allocate amounts for your variable expenses. These are costs that can fluctuate monthly, such as groceries, entertainment, and personal care. Always remember to set aside portions for savings and an emergency fund. It's crucial to have safety nets for unexpected expenses or future investments. To simplify the process, consider using budgeting tools or apps. They can automatically categorize your expenses, track your spending, and even alert you when you're nearing your budget limit. Remember, the best budget is the one that works for you. It should reflect your priorities, lifestyle, and financial goals. A budget is not a set-it-and-forget-it plan. Now, this might come as a surprise, but even the most meticulously crafted budget is not immune to change. Life as we know it is unpredictable. You might land a new job with a higher salary or face an unexpected expense. That's where monitoring and adjusting your budget comes into play. Regularly tracking your spending against your budget is crucial. This isn't just about keeping an eye on your expenses, but also about understanding where your money is going. Are you overspending on dining out? Perhaps you're not saving as much as you planned. Identifying these patterns can help you make necessary adjustments. And speaking of adjustments, remember, your budget isn't carved in stone, it's a flexible tool. If your income increases, allocate the extra amount to your savings or debt repayment. If an unexpected expense crops up, adjust your budget to accommodate it. Stay flexible and adjust your budget as needed. Everyone makes mistakes, but we can learn from them. Now let's delve into some common hiccups people often encounter when budgeting. First up, underestimating expenses. It's easy to overlook occasional costs or underestimate how much you spend on things like groceries or entertainment. The solution? Keep a detailed record of every penny spent for at least a month. This will give you a clear picture of your actual spending habits and help you set a more accurate budget. Next, not saving for emergencies. Life is full of surprises and not all of them are pleasant. A sudden car repair or medical expense can derail your budget if you're not prepared. That's why it's crucial to set aside a portion of your income for an emergency fund. Start small if you must, but do start. Lastly, neglecting to review and adjust the budget. Your financial situation can change over time and your budget should reflect that. It's not set in stone. Regularly reviewing and adjusting your budget will ensure it remains relevant and effective. Avoid these mistakes and your budget will serve you well. Remember, budgeting is not about restricting what you spend, but rather making sure your spending aligns with your values and goals. That's the key to financial freedom. So, we've covered the basics of budgeting in 7 minutes. We've journeyed through understanding income and expenses, distinguishing needs from wants, setting aside funds for emergencies, and establishing financial goals. We've also walked through the practical steps of creating a budget plan, monitoring it, and making necessary adjustments along the way. And let's not forget, we've also touched on how to avoid those common budgeting pitfalls we all can fall into. The key takeaway here, budgeting is not a one-time event, but a continuous process, one that is integral to financial stability and achieving your financial goals. There's no better time to start than now. Use the steps we've discussed today as a roadmap to your financial journey. Got any budgeting experiences or additional tips to share? We'd love to hear from you, so drop those in the comments section. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Start budgeting today. That's it for today's guide on mastering the basics of budgeting. We hope you've found this journey into the world of personal finance enlightening and empowering. As we've seen, a solid budget is the foundation of financial stability and a stepping stone towards achieving your financial goals. We deeply appreciate you for taking time out of your day to join us. There's a lot more coming your way, so stay tuned. In our upcoming videos, we'll delve into more advanced budgeting strategies, explore the exciting realm of investing, and guide you through the intricacies of financial planning. Remember, the road to financial fitness is a marathon, not a sprint. So keep taking those steady steps, and you'll be amazed at how far you can go. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Until next time, keep budgeting and stay financially fit.